Welcome back. So let's now install Python and its libraries for macOS, and we're gonna use the latest version, which is Big Sur. Let's start with going to the Python website. And now we're gonna go to Downloads, All Releases, and I would not like to download Python 3.9 because I want to make sure that all the other libraries that I'm going to be using, that they are fully ready for that version. And so all my tests have been successful with Python 3.8.7. And so we're going to go to macOS and we're going to download the macOS 64-bit Intel installer for Python 3.8.7. Do you want to allow downloads on www.python.org? And of course, allow. And so I'm going to go to the downloads folder. So here's the installer that I'm going to click on. And so now I have this text. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to read everything. Again, I'm going to click continue. And of course, I'm going to read everything. Continue. Agree. And install. And then here I have to put my system password with which you log into your system. And so it will start installing Python. And so at some point I will have this folder here with these files, and I can just ignore this folder. And here you can see that congratulations, Python 3.8.7 for macOS is successfully installed. And now we don't need the installer anymore, so we move it to trash. We can close this folder and we can close this website as well. And now let's test if our Python is installed correctly. I'm gonna use terminal in order to launch my Python programs. I would recommend you to do the same. I would not recommend you to use IDEs such as Spider or Jupyter Notebook. The animations might not work if you launch your programs from there. The most robust way is to launch them from terminal. And now let's go into our desktop folder. CD desktop. CD stands for change directory. So I have a Python file here, test.py, and I'm gonna open it with the idle. I'm going to ignore the shell and I'm going to go where the program is written. Now, I don't care about the NumPy nor pillow right now. I just want to know if my Python is working properly. For that, I'm just going to write here print hello world and then exit. That will end the program at that point. And so if I close this file, then it's going to ask me if I want to save it, and I'm going to say yes. I'm going to close the shell as well. And then here, when I'm in my desktop folder in my terminal, I'm going to write Python 3 and then the name of the file, test.py. And as you can see, it prints hello world. So our Python is working. Very good. But now if I go back to our program, and then I delete all this stuff and leave the original program, if I save it now and close the shell and run the program now, then I will get an error because I don't have a NumPy library. In your terminal, write cd so that you would get out of your desktop folder and be in your default home folder again. Before we can install NumPy though, we have to install pip. Pip is a Python package management system. For that, we go to Safari, and then we're going to go to this website, pip.pypa, so pypa.io. Here we go to installation. We're going to make sure that we have Unix or macOS here, not Windows. And then we're going to come here where you have installing with get-pip.py, and then we're gonna copy this line and we're gonna paste it into our terminal here and press enter. And then you have to go back to the website and copy this link as well. And then you can paste it here in your terminal. And before you press enter, you have to put here Python 3. So a small modification. And then you press enter. And now it started installing it. And now you have successfully installed the Python package management system, pip. And now you can write pip install NumPy 1.19.3. And now you have successfully installed NumPy 1.19.3. And now you can write cd desktop. Now you enter into your desktop folder. Now before we run our file, let's enter into our file again through idle. At this point, we don't care about the pillow library. That's the library that you need when you work with images. At this point, we're going to ignore it. We just want to test NumPy. And so we're going to write here print np.py. And then we're going to write here exit. And so if our NumPy works, then we should get a pi value. So when we close it, then it asks us to save it. We're going to click yes. We're going to close the shell. And we're going to write Python 3 and then test.py. And as you can see, we get our pi value. And that means that our NumPy library works. In your terminal, write cd so that you would get out of your desktop folder and be in your default home folder again. And now we have to install Matplotlib. For that, we write pip install Matplotlib 2 and then 3.2.2. And so we have successfully installed our Matplotlib. And now we write cd desktop because our Python file is in the desktop. And so if we run an animation file here that requires Matplotlib, then you can see that the animation is working. Of course, it's very slow, but that's because I'm running the simulation and recording the screen at the same time. And now, in order to install MoviePy in macOS, in the terminal you need to write pip install MoviePy. And finally, in order to install Pillow in macOS, in the terminal you need to write pip install Pillow. And that's it. Now you have all the necessary libraries in case you use the Mac system as well. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.